So yes, guys, officially welcome to this new educational hour. Today we have very special guests because it's people that you probably have seen around. We have the teachers, Marisol and Melissa, who are going to be presenting an activity titled "The Past Adventure Pronunciation in Action." So we have Melissa Cunha, who is an English teacher, an English trainer at GAP since 2023. She has a background in translation and a strong passion for languages, and she has studied Mandarin and holds an advanced certification in Portuguese as well. Her experience spans both in public institutions in Costa Rica and international environments. At GAP, she also supports initiatives like GAP Gives and the DAPE, and we also have Marisol. Marisol brings over 30 years of experience as an English trainer with a focus on personalized training, communication strategies, and curriculum development. She has spent the last 13 years at GAP working across academic and corporate settings, and outside of work, she enjoys volunteering, exploring cultures, and supporting other people. So, as you can see, these are very impressive people, and I'm very excited to hear from them. So, I'm going to hand it over to Melly to start the presentation.
Thank you, Cami, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this adventure. We are so happy to have you here. Let's start. The objective of today's workshop is to engage in an interactive learning experience. We're going to use a short story to practice and to help you reinforce the correct pronunciation of the ed suffix. We are going to use context with meaningful and practical examples. So let's continue with today's rules of engagement. The first one, please participate actively. Also ask questions. Feel free to raise your hand or type your questions in our meeting chat. And the last one, but not least important, keep it fun. Remember, this is a safe language environment, a safe learning environment as well. Now, talking about our agenda, we prepared many different activities. The first one is a warm-up called Unwrap the Exquisite Corpse End. Then we are going to rewind and refresh the ED tips and tricks. We're going to pronounce to complete the missing piece. We are going to pronounce to detect the ED unveiled. We are going to wrap up the ED way, and you are going to master an ED challenge. Okay? So let's start with our warm-up called the Exquisite Corpse End. We are going to work through some statements together. I'm going to share them with you, and I'm going to ask you to unmute your microphones and also to type some possible answers in our meeting chat. Okay, so we can share with everybody. Let's go over the first one. Today, I woke up late, and what happened this morning? What happened after that? Feel free to share with us what happened this morning. In my case, I had to hurry to start working on time. What happened? Feel free to unmute your microphones to type some answers. What happened this morning that you woke up late?
Well, Melly, I woke up late today and I wondered about my dreaming. I wonder what I've dreamt about. Oh, and Melissa says she jumped out of bed. She jumped out of bed. So, yeah, she did that. Okay, great. Melly, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, now we have another one from Jordan. I couldn't have breakfast. What a shame. Hope you could have it later on during the morning after that rush. Thank you. I got ready really fast. It says Danny. I walked my dog. Okay, you had enough time. Excellent. Let's continue with our second statement. On my way to work, I suddenly, some of us just moved from our bed to the desk. Some people maybe are at the office. So tell us, what happened on your way to work?
Well, can I say I suddenly didn't shower because I work from home, so I sometimes I
By
shower during my lunch hour. So yeah.
okay, okay. You didn't get a shower. Danny said
Um,
she got hungry. Yes.
I would say on my way to work, I suddenly ran into a dear friend.
Okay, that's lovely. Mm, that's a really nice way to start your morning. Okay, last statement. I received an unexpected email that what happened with that
That
email?
made my day.
Okay, Jules, and then Meli Vargas. May you please
I
repeat, Jules?
received an unexpected email that made my day.
That made my day. Oh, that sounds like good news. Thanks for sharing. Meli.
Stress me out.
Stress you out. Oh, that was completely the opposite way to start the day. Okay, hope it got better. Excellent. Any other two ways to start the day? Yeah, definitely. Laura.
I received an unexpected email that freaking me out, but you know,
Freak you out. Okay.
the dramatic side of the story.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, remember we are using storytelling today. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing those creative answers. Now we're gonna continue with Mary. Mary has some useful information for you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Millie. All right. So, what's it that we're going to get our hands dirty a little bit and we're going to go about the rules. Okay. So, we're going to refresh the rules to correctly pronounce ed in regular verbs. Okay. If we go back, we notice that some of you used some verbs like I woke up late and I ran to the office. Okay, woke is a verb, right? Woke up is a verb and it's in the past tense already. The present tense is wake up. So some verbs are regular verbs and some verbs are not, like wake up, woke up. So which are the regular verbs? These are the ones that we're focusing on today. And the regular verbs are the ones that kind of don't change, but we add a suffix, the ed ending. Okay, those are the ones that we're gonna be focusing on. Like when I said I received an unexpected email that stressed me out, Melly said, or that made my day, Jules said, made my day. Well, that's another irregular verb. So remember that today we're focusing on just these verbs like received, okay, the ones that we add the ed suffix. All right. So that being said, I'm going to tell you a secret around this. The ed pronunciation is not, it's not about spelling. Because if I see spelling, they all end in the same ed way, right? But it's about sounds. Pronunciation in English is always about sounds, okay? So here's where I say that we're gonna get a little bit dirty. And I want you guys to tell me, some verbs. Any verbs that come to mind. I want you to use the chat and write one verb over there. Come on, one verb, but make sure that you use those, the ones that are regular verbs. Okay, great. Thank you. That's enough. That's great. Okay, yes. Now we have that great list. Okay, implement. I love that one. Okay, let's finish with that implement, okay? All right, I'll be telling you about this word. So we've got play, okay, walk. Remember, I'm scrolling up the chat. Okay, great. Now, let's do the dirty work. I want you to place your hands on your throat because we need to, or one hand. Yes, otherwise you'll get choked and we don't want that to happen, okay? All right, we are going to see the difference between voiced and voiceless sound. We're going to see the difference between ending sounds of those verbs. Now, the first one there is decide. 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 You say it out loud. What do you notice? Decide. There's a vibration, right, in your throat at the end of the d. Decide. Because that E over there doesn't sound. I don't say decide, right? Okay, it's soundless. So the last sound that I hear is decide. Okay? Then need. Need. Does it vibrate? Yes, it does vibrate. Okay? Decide, need. Now, remember. Does it vibrate? Yes, it does. Remember. But let's go with walk. Walk. Does it vibrate? No, it doesn't vibrate. Walk. Okay, let's go with play. Play. A. Does it vibrate? Yes. Okay, what about try? Try. It vibrates as well. All right, let me give you another example. Swim. Does it vibrate when I say swim? Okay, but remember, swim is an irregular verb. That one we don't need to know because the past tense is swam. But let's continue. Walk. 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 Does it vibrate? No. Now that we know this is very important. We just did the vibration, non-vibration. And that's the main idea when thinking about the correct pronunciation. Let's go with implement. Implement. Doesn't vibrate. The T doesn't vibrate. Okay. All right. And last but not least, we have run, but then again, that's a past tense verb, and the present tense is ran, and that's an irregular. So run, we're not going to worry about. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to where we started. Now we know the difference between voiced and voiceless sound. Let me tell you another one. Work. No vibration. Or help. Help. No vibration. Okay, keep this in mind because we're going to go over this later on. Oh, yeah. To struggle. Struggle. That's really vibrating. Yeah, okay. Now, first of all, when do we use the past tense? We use the past tense when we talk about actions that began and finished in the past. Sometimes we don't say exactly when they finished, but it's important to emphasize that it already happened at some point and is no longer happening. It's confusing if we only talk in the present tense. So we need to be very specific, especially with clients, if that action already happened or we're still working on it. Okay, so this is something that we really need to master. Keep in mind also there are two types of regular verbs. Today we're putting a lot of attention on the regular, but also you need to know the irregular ones, right? Because sometimes they change a lot. Now, in fact, there's some ways to present the pronunciation. There are three ways to go about the pronunciation of the past tense. Some verbs have the ending sound. Other verbs have the d ending sound. And there's still another type of verbs that have the extra id syllable. What happens? That as Spanish speakers, we tend to overuse the id syllable, the extra syllable. And then we say, work it. And then I say, help it. And that's very common. We all have done it at some point. What is the problem? That it doesn't sound fluent, it doesn't sound nice. And we want to sound our best. And today we're going to tell you very easily what we need to do. Okay? So let's see. Let's talk about the voiceless consonants, the ones that don't vibrate. Okay? So every time that I have a verb that ends with a consonant that it's not vibrating, like when I say sniff, then I will have to say sniffed. Okay, I add that little ending. See the difference? Sniff, sniffed. Or laugh, laughed. Cook, cooked. Help, helped. You see, it's really easy. We're giving you all the possible endings, or the verb miss, missed. Wash, washed. Or watched, right? Again, watch, watched. Okay? Those are voiceless. Why? Because the ending sounds of those verbs in the base form do not make my throat vibrate. Another one is when the verb ends with this sound, like breathed, or X sound, like fix. So we will never say we fixed the bug. We will always say we fixed the bug. Yay, we did it. Great. Okay, so these are things to keep in mind, right? Now, we also have the voiced consonants, okay? Vowels and diphthongs. So when my verb ends with these vibrating consonants, is when, or vowel sounds, remember, it's not about spelling, it's all about sounds, or diphthongs, which is a combination of sounds, we should just say the d ending, okay? So how about that? Like grabbed, okay, grab, grabbed. Hug, hugged. Call, called. Clean, cleaned. Clean, cleaned. Okay, we need to really make that extra effort, like and right? So it's very clear for our listeners that we already cleaned the room, okay? Or cleaned our cache. Yes, Vane, Lau?
Yeah, I don't know the other guys, but I struggle a little bit with the sound or mostly the thumb position on those pronunciation, because I think the T is between the teeth and the D is under the roof of your mouth, but I don't know if that is the exact.
Okay, that's a great question. Now, that's a great question. Both the and they're made in the same place on our upper palate. So it's very difficult when I'm speaking, right? It's very difficult to distinguish between the t and the d, right? So when we're speaking, most likely whatever we say, it will sound very similar. Let's see, laughed and cleaned, laughed, cleaned. Oh, I laughed a lot after work. I cleaned my room. You see, it's very difficult to notice any difference. But if I say, I clean it, my room, now you're listening, right? So that is something that we shouldn't say. So don't worry about all of these rules, because in the end, the sound is made in the same part of the mouth and you're going to be speaking. I don't want you to keep your hand here talking with the client, seeing if it vibrates or not, right? So the idea is that there's only one rule that we need to know. And the only one rule is the one that I'm going to tell you after I finish with the voiced consonants, because there's still more examples, okay? All right, so let's continue with this. And let's see, like, oh my God, you're gonna tell me fallow. Okay, fallow, it's a W. Yes, but look at the ending sound, fallow. We hear a vowel sound, fallow, O, the O, right? So it's fallowed, or carried, carried. Why? Because carry, E-E, even though in spelling I see a Y, it's an E sound, right? Carried, okay? Or bust, okay? Zzz, that one, buzz, buzz. Yeah, again, it's vibrating. And of course, we have other vowel sounds like freed or continued. And these are very easy. It's just do all the time. All right, guys? Are we okay? So far, so good? Excellent, excellent. The same with played or cried. Oh my God, I cried after I had my performance review. Hope it didn't happen to you. And snowed, okay? Again, all of these vowel sounds or diphthongs or consonants are vibrating. Therefore, we need just the D sound. Now, the only rule that you need to know, and is this one, the rule that says id. When is that I add the extra syllable? I just add the extra syllable with verbs that end with the T sound or the D sound. Like, for example, start, started. Need, needed. End, ended. Okay? That's the only rule. The rest of the verbs, you go with your D sound, right? It's almost unnoticeable when you're speaking. So just make sure not to say work it or help it or those that really sound terrible, okay? Because those are voiceless sounds that we need to really grasp the pronunciation. Okay, that being said, there are also other ways in which we can have the idea of to remember how to or how which verbs are the ones that we go with voiceless or non-voiceless, like ed pronounced as t, right? We can think about these mnemonics: flushing, graph skilling protocols, stopping shutdowns, changing threats, x validating. Or we can have the ed pronounced as the for those consonant sounds, like building GitLab libraries, merging network requests, verifying workflows, yielding sounds. Okay, but you can also have your own mnemonic. You can also create it. But as I told you, the golden rule is just, I will add the extra syllable just for verbs that end in T or D sounds. Okay? Any questions so far? No? We're good? Excellent, excellent. So let's see. As Spanish speakers, we tend definitely to overuse the it sound, and adding this extra syllable when it's not needed might really make your pronunciation look bad, and we don't want that to happen. The it pronunciation is the least common of all of these three past tenses endings, so it's important not to overuse it. Most regular verbs end in voiceless or voiced sounds, okay? Meaning that ed is pronounced or d, right? Remember, same place in the mouth, so don't worry about those. Just worry about the ones that we need to add the extra syllable, okay? And now back to you, Meli, with some important information about the hands-on activities.
Thank you, Mary. So we've been talking about the past for a while, and now we are going to listen to and read a short story we promised at the very beginning. This story is called the dog that was fixed. And you might even relate to this story because it's about the industry we work in. This is the story. You can follow the reading here, but of course we are going to listen. So Mary, may you please help me with the audio?
Adventure, Pronunciation and Action Workshop. The Bug That Was Fixed, Part 1. Last week, the team began working on a critical project for a new client. The project manager, Victoria, assigned tasks to everyone and asked them to follow the schedule. The team discussed the features they would implement and decided to start with the most complex one. After they defined the course structure, Ed, the tech lead, started writing the code.
Let's continue.
The next day, the team tested the new feature. They quickly found a serious bug. Victoria explained the situation to the client and assessed the urgency of the fix. Ed investigated the issue and clarified where the problem lay. He worked through the night, fixed the bug, and updated the software. Afterward, they tested the code again, and this time everything ran smoothly. The team celebrated their success, knowing they had resolved a major problem. Later, they documented their findings and reported the fix to the client. They highlighted the improvements made and delivered a polished version of the product. Everyone felt proud of their effort, but they knew that there was still more to be done.
Okay, so this is the first part of the story. Maybe you even found a familiar voice in there. Okay, but now it's time to analyze the question. Okay, let's see. The word code ends in E, but the pronunciation of code is in D.
Yes, coded. Okay, that
Mm.
ends in D. That's why we say we coded. That's a word that ending sound is a D. Yes, it's a D, the ending sound. So don't get mistaken by the E. So that's why we add the extra syllable and say we coded. Yes, very good question.
Very good. Thank you. And yeah, that voice sounds familiar. Yeah, you identify it. Okay, now please help me answer and analyze these questions. First one, did you notice any differences in the pronunciation of the verbs in the simple past? May you guys please provide some examples? Could you identify any of these cases Mary told you about? Adding the extra syllable or not adding it?
With update.
Updated, yes. In that case, it ends in T. So, well, the last sound is a T. So, updated, we add the extra syllable. Any other examples? You can also use the chat.
Okay, there are other like
Started. Georgeline says started, same case. The last sound is a T, so we add an extra it, the extra syllable. Excellent. Well, in these cases, we do add the syllable, right? But remember, in most cases, we don't. Just when the last one is T or D. Okay, here I have a more specific question. Okay, Cami says merged versus needed. Okay. What happens there, Cami? Would you mind expanding a little bit?
The pronunciation is different. Like merged,
Yeah.
you just do a little T, and with needed, you do the Latino thing that that Mari explained.
Yeah, and needed, we need to do that. That we do with most, but we don't do that with merged. It is not necessary. We don't say merged, just merged. Okay, excellent. So you gave me some examples. Actually, I was gonna ask what would be a verb conjugated in the simple past pronounced as t. Another one as the, and another one as it. So you've been giving us ED examples, right? Started. There was another one before, coded, needed. What about the T and D sounds? Okay, good. We have asked. We pronounce a T, very good. Also discussed, very good, Laura and Erica. Ask, in this case, asked, we pronounce it as t. Same as worked. Worked with a T. Okay, excellent. So let's continue now with Mary again because she has something else for you.
Excellent. All right. So, as you have made noticed, we didn't finish the story. It's still like halfway through, right? So, this time, what we're going to do is that we're going to read it together. All right. We're going to take turns, and I want 5 volunteers to read with me. Everyone will be in charge of one of the paragraphs. So, let's have the first paragraph over here. So who would like? Open your microphones, guys. Come on. Let's help everyone read this first part.
I will start because
Great, Lau. Great.
you can do it well.
Yes. Great. That's awesome. Mhm.
Okay, Jesus. The team continued their work, moving on the next phase of the project. They revised
Revised. Mhm.
their initial plans based on the feedback from the client.
Excellent. Someone else. Next volunteer. There's a lot of you guys. So there's many of you.
I can continue.
Go.
Victoria prioritized the tasks, ensuring that everyone knew what needed to be done. The developers merged the new code into the main branch and tested it again to confirm that the previous issues had been resolved.
Excellent. You see, we didn't say resolve it, okay, but we said test it, and then we said merged. Excellent. And we said needed. Okay, again, look at the ending sound D and T. The only way in which we add the it extra syllable. Excellent. Okay, another person here to volunteer. Fabiana, great, excellent, sweetie. Go.
Okay. As they worked through the sprint, the team encountered new challenges. They reviewed the requirements again, refined the code, and reassessed their approach. The QA team tested the application and reported a minor issue with the UI. It quickly fixed it and deployed the patch.
Excellent. You see, that's how it works. Wonderful. You're doing great, guys. Excellent. I love it. Okay, let's see what happens next. Next volunteer, guys. We're almost done here. Gilberto, thank you. Go, City.
Sorry, no, I have a doubt related with the it quickly fixed it, right? And deploy the patch. It's just because in the last part of the bug that in the left part at the end, we said, I mean, for me, it's common to use this phrase, fix it. It's okay to say it, fix it.
Okay, yes, look at me. It quickly fixed it. Okay, what happens is that I'm going to link the sounds. Okay?
Exactly. Okay.
Exactly. So in English, and we're gonna have another workshop around linking sounds because that's very important. So sometimes what we do is we link sounds, and that's why we are not going to say fix it, right? But we're going to use it, and we are going to say we fixed it. But you see, I hear that we fixed it. Okay, great, very good, Gilberto.
Oh, sorry, no, finish, please.
No. I was saying that if we do it in isolation, it would sound unnatural. Okay.
Okay,
so
yeah.
That's why we kind of link the sounds. Yes.
I mean, the other related with this one is that it's a lot of T's, right? And this one because it's fixed it and deployed the batch. I mean, it's I mean, I use this one, these three words, fixed it and deployed. For me, it's common in the projects. I just want to confirm that the T is normal.
Yes.
In this one.
Yes.
Okay.
We use the T. We don't say fix it, but it's fixed it. And we can even though we're linking, we can even kind of have a pause. Fixed
Okay.
it. So you make sure that it doesn't come out like fixed it, right? Fixed it. Fixed it.
Fixed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Awesome.
And deployed again, not deploy it, right? Deployed.
Deployed. Okay.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Very good.
Thank
All
you.
right. There was another person who raised their hand to read. Yes. Juan Camilo, go. Great. Thank you, sweetie. Great. Excellent.
However, just when they thought everything was ready for the final demo, Victoria received an email from the client. The client had a last-minute change request that needed to be implemented before the product could be released.
Excellent. Could be released. That's a T sound in the end. Excellent. Received, a D sound. But you see, it's very similar. But then needed and implemented are the ones where we add that extra syllable. Very, very good. The story is so real. Yes, we knew that you were going to relate to it. Yes, definitely. And there's a surprise for you as well. Meli prepared a list of the 66 most used verbs in software development with their, corresponding sounds. So that's a treat that we have for you later on. All right. So shall we keep going, guys? Yes. Excellent. Okay, so the bug that was fixed, part 2. In the end, the team gathered for a quick meeting and discussed the new requirements. They evaluated the changes and determined how best to move forward. Excellent. That's the end? No, still not the end, guys. So here we are. Again, we're gonna get our hands on the activities, and it's your turn, guys. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get you in breakout rooms. We're going to ask you to write a creative short paragraph to end the story. I'm gonna give you the link to the second handout, so you have all the story right there. That's the link to the second handout with the second part of the story. And in the breakout rooms, you're going to end it. What is that we want you? Here are some guidelines. What happened next? Did the team successfully meet the new client's request? Hope they did. And did they face any setbacks? How did they respond to the last minute change? Okay, the story can be based on real facts, can be based on your imagination, can have a happy ending or a terrible ending. You decide how to finish this story. All right, so Tami, are the breakout rooms ready?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so you will have, guys, 10 minutes to complete the story. You don't have to write it down. Just think about one person to have the whole thing written down. And then when we come back, we will ask some of you to share.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. How did it go for you?
Great.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome. It's pretty easy to work with Carlos.
Excellent.
Everybody's okay. One more minute and we are going to do some grilling and tap a couple of beers.
That's a good thing. Okay, let's wait for everyone to come back. Okay. Is everyone back again? Almost.
Seems so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So who would like to share? Who would like to share, guys? Okay, Carlos Eduardo. Great. Excellent. Share.
Gilbert and me. So what we wrote down, it was the last minute change was implemented successfully, but there was an underlying bug related to the change.
and it got present during the demo. It was agreed with the client to fix during the next week because it was related to that last minute change. There is going to be another demo next week to see this.
Okay, great. So you handle it and you kind of negotiated with the client. That's a good thing to do. Any other group who would like to present your ending to the story? Fabiana, great. Go ahead.
Sure. The new requirement introduced due to the last minute change can be efficiently integrated into the project using AI-powered tools. AI can quickly analyze the existing application, assess the impact of the change, and suggest optimized solutions or adjustments. This accelerates the adaptation process, minimizes human error, and ensures smoother implementation under tight deadlines.
Excellent. Under tight deadlines. Excellent. AI, yes, we've been talking a lot AI first, right? So you are complying with what we need as a company. Lau.
Okay, so after a focused discussion, the team estimated the effort needed for the new changes and immediately started the implementation. They meticulously tested every updated feature, ensuring seamless integration. Although they were now ready for the final presentation, the unforeseen request mean it took a couple more days to deliver the complete product. They doesn't sleep at all. So yeah.
Okay, they didn't sleep at all. Oh my God, poor guys, they couldn't sleep. Yeah, okay, that's not a very good ending. Let's all have a good night's sleep, even though we're on a tight deadline. Okay, great, excellent, you did great. Now, let's continue with Meli because we have the last challenge for you guys.
So we've already heard some creative endings. Thank you guys for sharing them with us. And it's now time to focus on the pronunciation feature that we have been studying and practicing, the ED suffix, okay? So please scan this QR code or go to slido.com and add this code number. Okay, let us know once you are there. Mary, may you please share the slide screen?
I will.
Excellent.
I will. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I was just waiting for people to start joining so I could share the screen with the joining population. Yeah, great. Okay, there's one thing, I don't know if Meli already mentioned, we're not pronouncing the words. It's for you to decide, okay? After we have voted and see your results, we will have the correct pronunciation, all right? All right, all right, all right. This is great, excellent. And of course, there's gonna be a prize for the winner. We always have that. Yeah, so it's a good thing to stay till the end. Great, great, yeah, excellent. Okay.
I think we're still missing some participants. Let's just give you guys one more minute to join and start having fun. After most people are already joined.
Just a sec.
Okay, sure.
I'm not find my QR.
Okay, the QR is there. You can still take a
Yeah,
picture
it's
if
in
you
my
want.
cell phone. I don't find it, but okay, there it is.
Okay,
There's
great.
another way. You can also go to this
Slido.com.
website, slido.com, and you can enter this code manually in case the QR code doesn't work.
I already joined.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
So are we
So
all
now we
there?
have-
Yeah. Okay.
Let's start.
Are you going to be? Yeah, everyone's ready. Okay.
Okay, now guys, what you have to do is to choose the correct ED pronunciation. As you can see, here we have the 3 possibilities. Okay, and we're gonna remain silent. We're not gonna pronounce them for you. Good luck, do your best.
Okay, so 50% of you said released. Yes, that's correct. Release, silent. Yeah, that's the correct sound. Released. Okay, very good. Excellent. Released. Okay, next word. Okay, most of you are correct again. Continued. That's the vowel sound, so it's the D. Continued. Continued. Very good. Continued. Next one. Great, great. Most of you are correct all the time. Received, received. That's the D sound. Excellent. Next one. Are you ready, guys? I want to see 100% correct at some point. Let's keep practicing. Again, gathered. This is the D sound. That's the correct sound. Most of you were correct as well. Great. Let's see. Next word. Next verb. The base word, encounter. Encounter. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm giving you some help here. Yay! Great. Yes. Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you with the base word. I'll help you with the base word. Okay, very good. Excellent. 93% encountered. You're getting better at this. Okay, all right. And let's see. Leaderboard, we've got Laura. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. This one, I guess everyone will say it correctly. Yes, let's see. Let's see. We talked a lot about this one during the workshop. So what's the stake? High stakes here. Okay, that everyone's going to get, yes, 75%. Great. Fixed. Yeah, it's a T sound. Fixed. Excellent, excellent. Okay, this one. Wow, excellent. Determined is the correct one. See, you're getting better at it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, let's see. Next one. Wow. Yeah. Okay. The last sound of this one is reassess. Voiceless. So the correct will be this one over here. The T sound. Yeah. Reassessed. Okay. Now this one. Okay. Again, look at this one, guys. Report has the T. The only rule that you need to know, report. So the correct ending will be adding the extra syllable. Reported. Reported. Excellent. Okay. Discuss. I'm giving you that one. Discuss. Okay. Discuss. Base form. Discuss. Let's see what you said over there. Okay. All right. Well, not the it, but let's see how you did. It's the T, discussed. Discussed. Okay, leaderboard, Jules. Okay, very good. So it's getting interesting. Jazz in second place. Lau. Okay, let's continue. This one, guys, we also discussed it a lot. Okay. You're very welcome, Gilberto. Excellent. Very good. I won't hear again, work it. I won't ever hear it again. So very good. Worked. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Okay, what about this one? Okay, and the correct should be resolved. Okay, that's the D sound for this one. This is the only one that you had not correctly guessed as a group, okay? Okay, let's see what about this one. Okay, evaluate it. Okay, evaluate. Look at this. If I just get rid of this part, evaluate it. That's the T. That's one of the rules again that we need to remember. Excellent. Okay, great, refined. We're going to have a winner after these this leaderboard because it's getting late and we want to finish on time. So next leaderboard person, way up as a number one, we will have the winner. Okay, let's see. And this one. Okay, and the correct one will be deployed. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. This is the last one, and with this leaderboard, we will have our winner. We won't finish the quiz, so we have time for the rest, the conclusion, and the takeaway. And you said that very good, excellent. Again, implemented, okay? And let's see who the winner is. Giuliani is our winner for today. Great, great, great.
No, give it to Jazz.
Okay, I'll just give
I have an unfair advantage. I don't count.
You are almost native. That's not fair.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
fair.
so Jazz, you're gonna be our winner today. That's wonderful. Okay, great,
Oh,
guys.
thank you, Jill.
Let's go back to the presentation, and I would like you to tell me if there's any question that you have that you would like to be addressed, like you asked to address the question. I think no, and I'm going to share with you guys the feedback form. Please make sure that you complete it. I shared the link over there. It won't take long to be completed, and that will help us improve in future workshops, okay? And the takeaway, Meli has some news for you around that.
Well, guys, thank you all for your participation, for your energy. We really hope this workshop helped you better understand how the ed suffix works, how it is pronounced in real context, especially within this world. That's why we are going to give you that handout, and Mary will give you details about. Remember that mastering pronunciation is not about memorizing and learning the rules. It's about practicing in meaningful ways so this becomes more natural. Pay attention when you speak, when you read, when you listen, and make this a habit to pronounce the ed intentionally.
So keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't be afraid to overpronounce these EDs. So it's very clear that you're using the ED suffix at the end, and that's how fluency grows. Thank you so much for being here today, and We look forward to seeing you again in future workshops. So bye-bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you.